From high above, I, the great star, get to narrate this story. And it's a journey, not upward to glory, but downward into truth. It's all about shedding what's convenient to find what's real, a descent into the fire where everything is finally revealed. So, our story begins at a threshold, a deep forest where the world as you know it starts to come undone. And there, a jester who's way more than just a performer now, he issues a call to his companions, a verdant dragon and a being of pure living flame. They're getting ready to go down, to journey into the very heart of absolute honesty. We're going to follow their inverted journey through 6 acts. And with each act, we're going to go deeper, peeling back all those layers of performance and ceremony to get to the core of what this whole descent is really about. Okay, so let's start with that summons. This isn't your typical quest for a throne or some treasure. No, this is a deep commitment by these 3 companions to travel beneath all the gilded surfaces of greed and those shallow rituals of fake grief, all to find what's really lying underneath. And you have to understand, these aren't the figures they used to be, not at all. Each one has gone through this fundamental transformation. The jester, he's found a whole new vocation. The dragon's old spite has been replaced by a noble purpose, and the stone gargoyle, that was once just a static sentinel, is now a being of pure living fire, ready to make its move. Their transformation isn't just skin deep. It's not just physical. It's deeply symbolic. They're no longer just characters in some story. They've literally become living instruments of revelation, and each one has a crucial new role to play in this journey downward. What's so interesting here is how this slide just crystallizes their evolution. That static stone gargoyle becomes a seraphim gargoyle, a being of what's called blighted revelation. The spiteful dragon is now the ember of the earth. And the mocking jester, he finds his true calling as a mortal cartographer. They've literally gone from being these passive symbols to active agents of truth. So the gargoyle's new job is to act like a living prism. Its 6 wings of blighted revelation, they don't just sit there, they actively refract things. They can take the single white light of a performance and split it into all of its hidden colors, exposing what's real versus what's just for show. And this number, 300 years, it just brilliantly illustrates the sheer weight of its new form. This wasn't some sudden change. The fiery gargoyle is the physical proof of 300 years of unspoken truth that's been piling up. All the things the kingdom just refused to look at, and now it finally has a voice and a body. So its ultimate purpose is to hold this sacred and, let's be honest, often terrifying space. It creates a place where all the convenient lies we build our lives on, they just end. And it forces this honest accounting of the self to finally begin. It stands as a vigil, waiting for the truth. So, why go down? Why descend? This act really gets into the core philosophy of their journey. It suggests that true understanding, real elevation, isn't found by climbing higher, but by having the guts to go down into those uncomfortable, wounded realities. This whole journey just throws the traditional story out the window. We're so used to hearing about heroes achieving greatness by rising above everything, ascending to some higher plane. But this is the exact opposite. Instead, the whole point is to directly confront the rot, the decay, the failures that our fancy social rituals and ceremonies are so carefully designed to hide from us. It's about taking a hard look at everything we've tried to bury. And this is where the dragon's new role comes in. It's the ember of the earth. Its emerald light isn't supposed to be comforting. It's that necessary discomfort, that friction that keeps your soul from growing cold and numb. Its roar reveals the kingdom's flaws, forcing an awareness that's absolutely essential for any real change. From my vantage point way up here, I get to see this entire alchemy just unfold. I shine my unconditional light on this grand unmaking of convenience, and I watch as they choose the difficult path, the path downward. So, this is the crucial point, this powerful paradox at the very heart of the story. To truly rise, to find genuine elevation, you first have to be willing to go down into the furnace of revelation. You just can't bypass the heat. Now, my presence here isn't about judgment. It's something harder, more absolute than that. My light is an unconditional presence. It falls on the noble and the ignoble without any distinction. It's not a transaction. It simply reveals, making every heart totally readable and melting away those ceremonial walls that people build against the truth.
Then, of course, there's the jester. He has fully completed his own transformation. He's ditched the safety of a performative script to embrace a new and really profound purpose.
He moves way beyond simple mockery, learning to name the wound and actually respond to the suffering of others. And that leads him to become a true moral cartographer, mapping out the hidden moral landscape of the kingdom. He becomes an instrument, making truth visible without the ego of claiming to be the truth itself. And this quote just perfectly captures his new identity. He and his companions, they are now a key. Their very presence is designed to unlock all the accepted structures of the world, the arrangements of the kingdom, and reveal what's been hidden behind them this whole time. And so, the trio stands at the final threshold. They finish their transformations, they understand their purpose, and now they're ready to complete their journey, to enter the place where the true thing lives, the furnace of absolute honesty. The second that Gargoyle shed its stone skin, that was the moment everything changed. That shattering of stone ended the so-called silence of heaven, that polite, deceptive quiet that lets all the falsehoods continue. Every deceptive sound is just ripped from the kingdom's halls, forcing a real confrontation with what's real. By choosing this path, by walking this downward road, they aren't just descending into nothing. No, they are carrying a gift, the inextinguishable light of truth, down into the deep shadows of the collective soul. And as I watch them go, their inverted journey leaves all of us with this one final, lingering question. It asks us to think about our own hidden truths, our own wounds, and it suggests that maybe, just maybe, it's in that broken place that we find the most profound connection of all, the meeting point where the sacred and the mortal finally and honestly intersect.